Hello all, I'm Amber and this is Engineering Life. I like watching daily vlogs on YouTube and wanted to find one by a woman in engineering. But I couldn't find one, so I've made my own with the goal of promoting diversity in engineering. It's not all about me. I have guest vlogger engineers to include more voices in this project. And it's not all about engineering. You'll see the everyday life of engineers and the diversity that can exist within this field. I want to encourage everyone to pursue engineering even if they don't fit the stereotypical mold. I'm still figuring this all out, so I hope you'll stick with me. Remember to subscribe and share. Thanks!
Hi everyone, my name is Megan and I'm a software engineer. I'm doing this vlog this week because not only am I a software engineer, but I'm also a ballet dancer. I'm a part of Charm City Ballet, a dance company in Baltimore, and this week we're putting on a performance of Beauty and the Beast. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my life as an engineer as well as a ballet dancer in the middle of Tech Week. So to get started, I guess I'll give you a little bit of background about how I ended up being an engineer. Growing up, I was always really good at math and computers. Math was always my favorite subject, and one of my best subjects as well. I was also very savvy with computers. I was in computer club and I did website competitions. Going into high school though, I started to realize that a lot of the boys that I was in school with already knew how to write code. They knew how to write games and websites and all these different types of cool things. So once I was applying for college, it never even dawned on me that I could be a computer science major and eventually a software engineer. I figured that I just didn't know enough and I couldn't learn at that point in order to make it a profession. So I became a math major. Lucky for me, first semester, freshman year is the same for a computer science major as it is for a math major. So in that first computer science class, I absolutely fell in love with the material. I learned from my professor that it was okay that I didn't know anything and that I was going to be able to learn and catch on, and I wasn't going to be behind just because I hadn't had previous experience in high school or before. So I became a computer science major, and here we are 6 years later and I'm a software engineer. So you're probably wondering at this point how I'm an engineer and a dancer at the same time. Well, growing up I took ballet classes just like a lot of other girls. And then in college, although I wasn't able to dance very seriously, I wasn't taking a lot of ballet classes, I was able to be a part of the student-run dance company. So it gave me the opportunity to perform a little bit and also choreograph for the other students in the dance program. So that was a great opportunity. But I was pretty sure after graduation that I was never going to be on stage again. It was pretty sad. About a year ago, though, I found out about drop-in ballet classes from one of my friends that I was taking classes with at Towson University. I started taking these drop-in classes and soon found out that they were auditioning for A Christmas Carol. I auditioned and was in the performance. So now, fast forward, here we are to Charm City Ballet's second performance of Beauty and the Beast. So I know this week is going to be extremely difficult to try to balance both work and dance at the same time. I usually take ballet classes after work, so I'll leave work around 5 in order to get to the 7 o'clock ballet class. However, this week I have to leave work at about 3:15, 3:30 every day in order to get to my 4:30 rehearsals. Also, I'm probably going to be rehearsal until about 10 p.m. at night. So in order to make my hours for work, I'm going to have to get in at about 7 o'clock every morning, leave at 3:30, and I'm still going to have to use some time off. So it's going to be a really crazy week, in addition to having to deal with all of the stresses at work and things not always working at work and things not working out at Tech Week. So I know it's going to be tough, but we'll see how it is. I did a lot of food prep, so hopefully I should be prepared. I've got a whole bunch of snacks. I've got my frozen crackers, and I have my pretzels, and my granola bars, and my trail mix, and some fruit snacks, and some peanut butter cups, and my energy drinks. So hopefully it shouldn't be too bad, but we'll see how it goes. So we're getting further into Tech Week. This morning when I got to work, one of the new coworkers on my team called me over to ask me a question. Not even halfway through his question, he stopped, looked at me, and said, "Are you tired? You look really tired." He hasn't been on the team for that long. We don't know each other all that well. So then he very quickly stopped, was apologizing, and just said that he was afraid I was going to fall asleep on the computer. So I guess it doesn't sound like I'm doing all that great at staying well rested, but I'm doing my best. So far, rehearsals are going okay. We're making some progress. It's a little bit stressful because we're in a much bigger space than we had been in all of our rehearsals. So all of our formations are different. So we're kind of struggling through some of those issues and trying to work them out. Also, I am so sore right now, and I haven't been able to wear closed-toed shoes all week to work. So I've been wearing my sandals to work, which is probably kind of pushing my dress code a little bit, but I think it's been okay. Nobody said anything so far. I did find out, though, that a whole bunch of my coworkers are going to try to come to my show, which is really cool. A bunch of them have never been to a ballet before, so I'm getting all the engineers to go to the ballet. But I have like 5 or 6 of my coworkers have already gotten tickets to the 1:30 show. So it's really exciting, but it's kind of stressful at the same time because none of them really know what a ballet is. I have to explain to them things like how there's no talking, how it's all music-based, things like that. But it should be really exciting, and hopefully now they'll understand a little bit more about what I'm doing when I'm not at work. I have to admit, though, we are getting to the point in rehearsals where things are starting to get a little bit crazy backstage. Getting a little bit silly and really excited for the show to come up. It's a lot of fun to be both a dancer and an engineer because at work I work with almost all guys and then at dance it's almost all girls. So I feel like sometimes it's just a good way to keep my life balanced. So it's the day after the show, and although it was a really crazy week, I have to say I'm pretty sad for the show to be over. It ended up being really awesome, and we did a really great job, and all my coworkers really enjoyed it, so that was really cool to hear. But I'm kind of headed into that post-show depression at this point. There were so many days that I was so busy working up to something. For the past 4 months, we've been working towards this show, and so now that it's over, it almost feels a little bit empty. It's kind of like, well, what now? What am I supposed to do with all this free time? I mean, I come home from work and eat dinner. So it's a little bit of an adjustment, but it'll be nice to have a break for a week or so before classes start up again. I got some really pretty flowers at the show from my parents and my dance teachers and family, so that was really exciting. So you can see they're really, really, really pretty. So hopefully I can try to keep them alive. I'm not very good at keeping flowers alive. And I've been trying to rewind a little bit and relax by doing some Beauty and the Beast coloring books. So been working at that. It's in Spanish. I know my mom got it from the dollar store. But it was a present post-show, and it's perfect for just spending time relaxing now after the show. So the show went great, and now it's time to just get back to the real world, back to work every day from 8 to 5. So I hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit about my week as an engineer and dancer.